long last, allow me to show you the power of Super Saiyan 4!
Yo, what's up guys, Draconia here for another Dragon Ball Legends video, and today we're gonna cover part 3 of the anniversary and gonna look at the stuff we've gotten and how good it is in total. And we've done this for part 2, part 1, part 2, so obviously we have to do it for part 3 here. No brainer. Okay, what we're gonna look here. Like the other ones, we're gonna look at the reveal, give this on a scale of 1 to 10 some points, then the new unit, because it's only one unit, the banner, the content we've gotten, as well as the meta here. I think that's everything. Yeah, we're gonna start with the reveal. So I don't mind the whole recap thing they've done. I don't mind that, so they can have that. Obviously, I personally did not expect this unit, so that was really great. Animations are beautiful, and that is our first tag Ultra character, so I like that. However, apparently there was a spoiler where you could see in the subtitles that this is the new character. I personally didn't have that issue. I completely avoided that one, but other people don't, and that's a factor. So I have to bump it down, I would say, to an 8. Because I think that's at least -2 points. I think this was an 8. And I don't mind this. I think the whole thing in total was fine, but the spoiler was killing it. At least the value I see. So yeah, we're gonna drag that down to an 8, but it's fine. Now, Goku and Vegeta. I like the depths they went to this character. I'm glad this is not like the original Budo that was absolutely bad. Again, aesthetically beautiful unit. There's nothing on this character that I hate, really. Now you could obviously talk about the Spirit Bomb being a busted ability, but you have to try to work to get there. You have the weakness of getting potentially rushed. Still, they don't have a second life mechanic, and you cause them to revive. They're losing the Spirit Bomb, which makes it a lot weaker. The Spirit Bomb is not like invincible in a sense. Like, there are units that can tank it. There are units that are not gonna be type disadvantage to it because it's only type advantage against powerful opponent, which I'm glad they did that. So, giving it a 10. I really have no a complaint with this character. Like, I can't think of anything where I thought it was too busted. Besides the Spirit Bomb itself, but the Spirit Bomb itself has some build up you have to do, so I'm kinda okay with that. And it's not that this character is like this. This is one of the ultras where I feel like he's the best. This is the best character in the game, but not because they are so good by themselves. And I also think other ultras in the past were a lot more annoying and a lot more harder to deal with than this character is. So I think I give him a 10. I don't mind. I don't mind them. So we're gonna move to the banner. This is a 5 out of 10. As in case you haven't seen my other videos, I explicitly said if we get a banner and if the new character that we're getting is good on there, giving this banner at least a 5. And depending on how much other units we get there that are really good, the higher it goes. I'm not counting the 1% sparking because there are a lot of other banners that doesn't count. I'm talking more of the LF characters that you're getting sidewise, but this Ultra banner has no good LF here. There are good bench characters here, but not good LF character that you should pull. So I can say, okay, if I don't pull the Budo, I'm pulling red Gotenks, I get value. This banner has none of that, so I'm giving this a 5 out of 10. Sadly, I wish they would have done something more with this. So yeah, we're gonna move on. This is gonna go probably a bit quicker because we didn't get actually a lot of stuff. Yeah, then the new content. Basically, this equipment for the Kaioshin Supreme Kai. I think it was an 8. I think the equipment itself is solid. I think the team that you can run, I think the best Majin Buu Saga team you can run right now is Kid Buu, Supreme Kai, Budo, and the Supreme Kai actually does some solid stuff. The disrupting, the sub compilation with his equipment is very nice. Support obviously and stuff. I think Supreme Kai is a solid equipment. Nothing crazy. I think the team is not perfect, which is why you don't see this character as often as you would want to, but I think the equipment itself is just fine. So I'm giving it an 8. Now the Zenkai here, here's the problem with the Zenkai. He lacks the sub manipulation to make it worth running, as well as the second life mechanic, because what should be the case is that you would run this character and then the Budo and then a third, but you need a second life character, so you need either Kid Buu or Super Vegito on Majin Buu Saga to run. And the problem is, once you switch out of Super Vegito, either this guy gets rushed or Majin Buu, and it's obviously Majin Buu because, bro, you're not sacking the Budo. If you lose the Budo with Majin Buu Saga, you're losing the game. So this character unfortunately can't really help you survive with the team as well, so it's more of a bench character. So I'm giving this character at best a 5 out of 10. Nothing higher than this. This makes this character, again, he doesn't contribute much. He's like, I barely ever, like all the time I saw in PvP, which was 2 times, he just died very quickly because he doesn't have like the greatest defense. He has no good chance of reducing sub counts, like for big moves, like blue card ultimate. You blue card ultimate in, he's done. He doesn't do anything. He has no counter in any shape or form. I don't even know if he has type neutral defensively on entry, which does he? Because if you don't, that's actually also bad, because yeah, Stardust Wall exists, and you don't want to have a character like this for Stardust Wall. So it's more of a bench character, and that's a bit sad. So maybe even a 4. I don't think this Zenkai is that crazy. He's really just a bench at best. So yeah, we're moving on from that. Again, this is going really fast because we didn't get a lot. So we covered already 4 points. So it's, yeah, basically just the meta for part 3. I think it's rather good than bad actually, because if you think about it, and we can shift a bit to my top 10 here, which I will. This is the one I originally did. I'm not 100% on the same opinion anymore on that one. If I had to change it, I would probably do something like this, because I think Charlotte's actual value has increased, and I have to, you know, give my credits for that. I would put Kid Buu probably at number 8, and then I would put like something like this. This would be my, yeah, updated list, by the way, in case you want to see that. But I'm looking for Goku and Bardock here, because I see them in PvP a bit more often, but I really don't know where they are. Yeah, here, okay. Because I want to talk about the meta, I think this is the best way to explain it. So, this is my opinion, the best team in the game. You see that team a lot, but you also see this team a lot, okay? You can then run this team. This is a team I've been running and doing pretty well. You can run this trio. I see a lot of people running Shalette, Goku and Bardock, and the Blue Duo. That works. You can, again, as Majin Buu Saga, Kyle Shin, Udo, Kid Buu. You can sometimes people run this trio. Or Sun Family, with you, and you. Some people still run movies with these two and Refa. Some people run Powerful Opponent. Some people run God Key. Maybe they run these two and then Shin, or these two and the Budo. Like, you see, there's a lot of team building you can do. Like, while I do think this is the best team in the game, I don't think it's this you don't run this team, you don't play PvP level. Like, you have different teams that you can run and see success with it. So I think the meta, what should I give it? It's not perfect, but I would give it at least an 8. Might even give it a 9. I mean, again, units like Charlotte, who people never really ran anymore, and Goku and Bardock, who, like 2 units that people would consider as rather underperforming, are now back. And they didn't, and this release didn't cause any unit that was formerly, maybe Brad Brody, but he's like the only one who sadly fell off. He didn't really hurt any unit specifically. Like, even if you want to argue, yeah, Refan and Blue Gohan get hurt because of the Spirit Bomb. Trust me, the amount of times I fought hybrids and the Spirit Bomb actually killed the revive is once. You know why? Because most of the time they are so frail that they die before the Spirit Bomb activates. Like, it really isn't that big of a deal. There's a bigger chance that they are gonna lose their first life with all their unit before the Spirit Bomb happens, trust me. So, it's not that they are hurting them because they got just hurt by their performance and this guy being off boost, but what I'm trying to say is a lot of units, like Goku, Gohan and Trunks, lost value, but they're still arguably in the top 5. Gogeta, being a red character, can still be on the same team with them, cooperate with them. This is all looking good. I'm giving this a 9. I think the meta for a Part 3 anniversary, I could make the argument that obviously the double AoEs nuking is kind of crazy. I get that one. But, yeah, I think this is great. Could be better, but it's not bad. So, yeah, 8 for the meta, 9 for the meta. Let's then go over numbers. This is getting real quick. To repeat, sorry, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 9 out of 10. So, and adding everything and divided it by 5, because these are 5 categories, I'm coming from a 7.6 out of 10, which if I round it up would be an 8, which I would say looks pretty good for Part 3. Now, what I have to say, how do I feel about Part 3 personally? I don't think it's an 8, like if we move around the 7, because while I do think this is a good thing, that you can play Margin Blue Saga, for example, is a good thing, it works, I don't think it's a bad team. I personally just don't have this character Zenkai 7, so this takes a bit longer, but you can run that team. I think what is missing here for me for this Part 3 is the amount of content, which I, for example, don't evaluate here. Like, I evaluate how good the content that we got is, but don't talk about how much we get. And I think that's a problem, because if you think about this, you have this character that we get here. Cool. Tag character, I guess that explains why we're only getting this Ultra. You can see that. I'm not gonna complain, but just one equipment and one Zenkai, and the Zenkai not being that really relevant, is not that great. So I think that's, for example, missing. I would wish that we have gotten at least something else here with this Part 3. Like, I don't mind the first week being these 2, I don't mind that, but the second week should have been Majin Buu here and Zenkai and something else, so that it makes more sense. I guess I can talk here right now as well about the whole the whole anniversary, because usually I do like a sort of trying to fix the anniversary video where I go over, okay, what could they have done better, which is not a lot, to be brutally honest with you. It's really not a lot. There's one thing I would do for Part 3, besides their Zenkai obviously should be better, but let's just say we're leaving at that. For Part 3 there's one thing I would specifically do, and for Part 2, and a bit of Part 1 is something I would specifically talk about, which we're gonna do right here. I mean, this video is kind of short. Right now we are like 14 minutes in. So, game originals, this is where the biggest thing is, where I have my complaints. Obviously, there are banners that you could do some better. For example, Charlotte's banner could have been on a unit. But I'm not gonna do an overall for this. I'm just gonna talk about some specifics I want to have improved through this anniversary, which would make this already be more than enough to where I would be more than content. Like it's a good anniversary. It's my arguably, I don't know if I would call it the second best, but it's argument for second best is there. I don't think it's the best anniversary. I think 6th anniversary is better overall. But yeah, I'm gonna start with Majin Buu Saga here, which is gonna be the easiest to tell you what I would prefer. And I know people will held my opinion about this, but let me explain. So the biggest issue I have with Majin Buu Saga right now is, okay, you have Supreme Kai, you have the Kaioshin, you have Kid Buu, who's in A tier. Okay, that's a team, great. Vegito is, in my opinion, absolutely not good enough anymore. He's barely top 10. He's in featured boost right now. He will be off featured boost after this season. He will fall off the top 10. He won't be making the cut for the Majin Buu Saga team. And Kid Buu out of A tier as well. So what does that mean? The Majin Buu Saga team is not even because of performance by the units itself, but rather than the third character on the team being reliant on the featured on the PvP boost system is gonna disappear, which shouldn't be the case. I think part 3, if it's a Majin Buu Saga campaign, should create a Majin Buu Saga team that you can run longer than one season. So there's now 2 options. Either they're gonna after party another Majin Buu Saga unit, which then I could say, you know what, fine, whatever. I don't think that's gonna happen. So what would I have done for this Majin Buu Saga part 3? Again, people won't like this idea, but I would have given the equipment to Ultimate Gohan. I know, again, people don't like this unit. Me either. I hated this guy's release because he made God Goku an unnecessary factor, which is sad because this is a God Goku. I've waited a long time to get this guy, and then I have to find out that he hard counters him entirely. Not fun. Besides the fact that he's an endurance no blue card spamming machine, and I have no idea why they even thought this was a good idea. But you know, typical Gohan treatment. Anyway, the reason why I want to have this guy, this equipment, is because then you could have at least said, okay, this is Majin Buu Saga Team 1. Okay? You can run this during this part 3. Now part 3 is over, this guy disappears, but then you have still this team. You have an endurance character, you have the Kaioshin, you have the Budo. You have purple, blue, red, blue. They have a good typed color synergy. Make it so that this character works better on Majin Buu Saga than on hybrids. That's the key thing, right? They have the potential to say, okay, make this character very good on Majin Buu Saga and not on hybrids, to prevent this character being like this hybrid mono purple setup, because that's the, I think people would be scared about that. He has the ability to Majin Buu Saga, so that would work. And even if they don't make this a, I think they should make it, because otherwise the green units would just disappear. I don't want that, but make him restricted to Majin Buu Saga with the equipment, so that this team lasts for a while. Okay? That would be perfect, in my opinion. Would this probably mean we would need another Zenkai or something? I don't know. Do they buff Sun Family or Vegeta Clan on their Z ability, or is it just Majin? What is their Z ability? I'm not sure about that one anymore. Majin Buu Saga or Saint? Okay, Majin Buu Saga fits. So I don't know. Leader Sword Shin, run these two, make a Majin Buu Saga bench. That's what I would go for, probably. But I think this 3 should be a team. That's what I've done for Majin Buu Saga. Then for we're gonna talk about part 1 here, because these 2 units exist. These were, in my opinion, the biggest flaws of part 1, being that they didn't do enough for these characters, specifically Charlotte. Now Charlotte, what they tried to do is basically what they did last year. Last year they gave them buffs, mainly to offense and defense. Stat-wise, that's very important, not to their kit, stats. That's the main key factor. Last year that worked because this was when they tried to transition from pre-New Game Philosophy to whole new game philosophy. So units like Majin Vegeta, God Goku, Beast Gohan, the Diamond units were all still pretty relevant, but they didn't have up-to-date stats. So if you gave Charlotte these stats from new game philosophy, he's obviously going to look good. And that lasted very shortly because obviously through the anniversary we got more units that are new game philosophy. They basically updated his stats but not his kit this year. So what does that even mean? His defense is up to date. His offense damage is up to date. Great, but he's not like an insane tanking character. He doesn't have good disrupt. He has not like a very good card draw speed condition on every single form. His cover null is for 30 time accounts, which after 30 time accounts he has no cover null for a lot of his forms. So what they should have done is look at Charlotte, every form, and updated it so that they have a disrupt, that they have card draw speed, and have consistent cover null like every other unit. That's what they should have done to make this character looking good. They didn't do that, so that's unfortunate. And then this character, while he gets now a bit more relevancy because the Budo Spirit Bomb, could have done this character a bit more when it comes to damage, also card on entry, and not just the green card twice. I hate it when they give a unit only a specific card twice and then no card on entry ever. That's really annoying. So do that, give this character a bit more damage, and I would argue this is a fine for part end of part 1 and then start of part 2 to try to improve by making these characters looking better. Because this is the thing, we are post, if we look at this whole campaigns, Game Originals is not a really good team. Majin Buu Saga is barely a good team, it's only a PvP season good team. That shouldn't be the case. This is why I also don't think this is a bad idea to make this character good enough so that you can run him on hybrids without making hybrids busted. Because what I think is every tag that they are buffing should have something. If we don't want to buff hybrids too much, okay, I guess, whatever. Like the problem with Ultimate Gohan is the risk of him with the other Gohans being of a triple Zenkai buff setup could be ridiculously broken. So I get if we're not gonna achieve that and make this guy Majin Buu Saga restricted, fine by me. But Game Original should be a tag that should work. And that's not the case. It's barely a case right now. Really barely. Like this is one purple away from not existing anymore. Like they are lucky that the best purple in the game is not used as often because they're half red. All it needs is another new purple, and trust me, these guys will fall back immediately. But I think again, make these guys a bit better. Make this guy not in like there's not a lot of things I would change with Charlotte kit wise, because for example I would say, okay, damage card 290. Why is that 290? Make it 300. Okay, make this 300, 310, something like that. Okay, boom. Yeah, first thing I would change. This. Make this instead of one enemy, all enemies. Check. Here, blue card, remove this. No one likes Feint. Stupid mechanic, remove this. Give him something else, like, I don't know, card destruction. Obscure, I don't know. Shorten ally subcounts, whatever you want to do, just remove this. And then maybe make it so that he gets 2 out of the things when he pops the blue card, so it's more consistent that this is not a complete RNG but a bit more consistent. And that was what I would do for Charlotte. And then give him as well here. That's something I could have done that would be really cool. Here, every time this activates, give him the dark typing for this, because he's half Giblet. Giblet has technically access a bit to the dark typing, so give him dark typing here, right here. Only to defend. Offensively can keep the light typing thing, but against big moves, give him a dark typing. Would have been really cool if they did that. And then aesthetically, obviously, brother, change the blue card, improve the blue card. Give him another green. Make a better Legends action, because just using the area change into a normal kick and give it Legends ink is not cool. Like, that's nothing special, obviously. Like, that's something they could have done here give it another art, so that's not a copy and paste of the Synchro Gauge Gogeta one. Like, there's so much things for Shadow they could have done, especially aesthetically, and it hurts a lot because if you look at the whole anniversary and you look at every love, for example, this character got, like the windscreens, the arts, how the characters look. Like Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta looks very interesting to me, like the way he looks. But you have so many different things. You have the Satan in here, the Spirit Bomb in the back. You have a lot of things going on this unit. You have Legends Broly with the double transformation, a lot going on. Gogeta Stardust 4 looks really good. His blue card looks very good. So very improved animation. Gohan and Trunks, their blue card and legendary finish, although I don't like their end screen. But overall, what they're doing, looking really good. And then you have this character, and it feels like they left him out of everybody, and they said let's go the easy road by just copy and pasting his animations, which is unfortunate. So yeah, and then Giblet. This is an event exclusive, where I've already stated this in multiple videos. They should have done better because it's, you know, their own story character. And it's really not hard to make this character, like the base, what his purpose is. That's where they could have easily done that better. And I think they should have made an exception for this character because it's their story character. Here, why is the damage guard split into, like, I don't mind this, but I mind that he has conditional damage guard here when the game is other units with 300% damage guard. Like, give him 300% damage guard. Give him maybe higher damage. Not maybe, give him higher damage so that because he doesn't have damage stacking. Like, his peak is at 3 watts, 310, 340. But other units are like over 400% damage. Like, give him make it so that he has 400% damage. No damage stacking, 400% damage. Why not? Like, you can give him here the support thing. That counts for him, that's fine. And then give him here so much damage. He has around 400%, like 370% damage here in total, and then the extra 30 here. And all they have to do is, okay, type neutral defense on entry so that he doesn't get Stardust fought and takes billions of damage. Very easy. Here, notify special cover change. Make this 5 timer counts and add it on battlefield entry and not on arts hit. We hate it on arts hit, cover null, always. We hide it on God Goku, it's not that great on Shin. Make this on entry. Fine. Then here, later, after third card use, 50 key, next active special move damage was 30. Type neutral and then add a guaranteed 4-slot blue. Then you have the perfect performance, but then you have the perfect what this character wants to do. Enters the battlefield, uses cards, 4 straws a blue card that he can use. That's all they had to do. That's all they really had to do. And this character would at least feel like it has a purpose. It doesn't need to be like this top 5 unit, but make him a usable character. Make it so that I can say he's not top 10, but you can definitely run it. Make him how the Tamagami trio felt. The Tamagami trio was not a top 10 team, they were not top 10, but you could say, hey, you can run the Tamagami trio, it's fun. Make the same with Giblet, it's really not that hard. And then this green card, only you have to do is, okay, cover null instead of 3 counts, make it 5 counts. That's all we asked for, it's not that much. I didn't expect this guy to be a top 3 unit, because he's free to play, it's fine, but give him something, make him worth using, don't make him this character that's useless. Like, that's, I think that week when we got this character felt the most hurting to me out of this whole anniversary, because it felt like they really didn't give a damn about their own units, their own units, you know what I mean? Like, obviously Rainbow Legends, all units there are their units, but this is their specific unit. This is a unit that no other Dragon Ball game has, or doesn't exist in Dragon Ball anime. So yeah, but this is everything to the whole anniversary. If you want to ask me what I would give this whole anniversary, for me personally, I would give it an 8. Like, I think it's beautiful. Like, I like it. It's arguably the best. Not arguably. It's in my opinion the second best anniversary. I think. Sixth anniversary had a bit more better hype, I guess. I would say, but I think at least why this character obviously got definitely hurt like other god characters. I don't think it's as bad as God Goku got incinerated, bro. That guy disappeared from existence basically. This character, at least you see this guy every now and then still. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about the part 3. Let me know what you guys think about the whole anniversary, and see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.